Are you ready to learn to get rid of stress in your life? To learn how to deal with the emotional turmoil that causes strokes, heart attacks, bad health, and even weight gain? Life-changing habits for work, family, and everyone you deal with start here with Andrew Wittman. It's time to get warrior tough. Here's Andrew Wittman and Dutch Coleman.
All right, we're back in the saddle after our hiatus. Get Warrior Tough, the most monumental hour in media anywhere. We're your leadership and mental toughness coaches, Andrew Wittman and the Dutch Coleman.
Happy New Year. 2017 is upon us, and I'm feeling great.
Dude, you look awesome.
Thank you.
You look great in your national championship Clemson gear. I had to give a shout out. Yeah. We're clashing because I'm wearing my bright red, big red Citadel shirt that I got for Christmas. It's awesome. I love big red. And that's the South Carolina flag just in red. So anyway, it's all good. So, hey, man, it's good to see you. You look awesome. You look younger, more refreshed. I guess going to the national championship does something for your vitality. I don't know.
Oh, I'm feeling great, man. You know what? This is not normal. Not everybody wins. I think there's a handful of teams that actually won a national title. I know there's a new one every year, but there's a select group of teams that actually win them, and it kind of recycles. So it's good to be among that group. So I'm feeling good.
Good, man. Good. Yep. And of course, you're so young you don't remember the last time Clemson won. So
I know, right? I wasn't then, so I have to rely on you and others to.
Yeah. Okay. That's
those
fun.
Days.
Yeah. Well, I'll just remind you that both times that they won was they were coached by an Alabama alumni. I'm just saying.
You said Alabama?
Alabama, I know, because I was thinking they're bums for leaving the state and coming. Never mind, it's all good. No,
we'll
so
take it.
Yeah, no, right? I mean, it's just so funny. What I saw, I was like, yeah. So Danny Ford, Alabama grad, and Dabo, Alabama. So this could be a start of something beautiful. Dutch. Clemson wins national championships, but they have to be coached by somebody from the evil empire.
We'll take it. Hey, man, there's somebody good in every state. There might not be many in every state, but there's somebody good from each state.
All right. So if you want to join the conversation for the first time this year, Dutch and I took a few weeks off over the holidays. We're excited to be back. But use the hashtag #GetWarriorTough on the Twitter. Dutch is always at the Dutch Coleman. I'm at WarriorToughPhD. Go to the website, getwarriortough.com, or you can even actually call the office to get a hold of us. That number is 864-977-1443. Dutch, I'm so pumped up about this new year coming. It's so exciting. So, over the holidays, we had a bunch of stuff happen with Get Warrior Tough and the Mental Toughness Training Center. I was super excited about this. If you guys been following us, you already know that I signed a deal with Huffington Post to be a columnist, a contributor to the Huffington Post. And my first column ran like a week ago. And it was about the warrior culture coming to Washington, D.C. That was pretty cool, outside my comfort zone, dude, but because I'm a speaker who writes, I'm not really a writer who speaks, you know what I mean?
Right. I'm excited about it, number one, because although we do what we do, any medium that's going to allow more people to get a taste of what we do, it's going to make me happier. Case in point, the number of people internationally. We know we track the international listeners to this show, but the international readers to your initial column at Huffington Post blew me away. I thought it was outstanding. I thought it was a great first step, and I'm looking forward to many, many more people from overseas interacting with us.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the stats came in as like one of our biggest cities that read and interacted with the column was Copenhagen, Denmark, which was
nice.
It is pretty cool. So the Vikings are on our side. So I know, right? I'm actually Danish. My grandfather came. It's a whole story, but anyway, he came over, and I'm Danish on my mother's side. So that was very exciting. And if you guys didn't read it, go. It's a cool little read about the warrior mindset and how to deal with it. And not saying it's right or it's wrong or it's good or it's bad, because all mindsets have their weaknesses and their strengths. I'll say it that way. And what Dutch and I teach, yes, we take all the great stuff from the warrior culture and we discard all the bad stuff, right? Because we're always looking for balance. Would you agree with that, Dutch?
Absolutely. And I would even say to piggyback on what you said, there's not anything really bad because there's a time and place for everything, every part of it.
Yeah.
You just the problem is people will use the different tools at the wrong time.
Yeah, that's a good way
it's
of
like
putting
getting a hammer to get a screw out.
Right.
To get a screw out, a screw that you want to use again, that you want
Right.
to utilize it in another job. You don't get a hammer and just yank it out or bang it out or do whatever. And that's what people do. And so we're here not only to give you the tools and the skills that you need, but also teach you when's the most efficient time to deploy them. So, again, nothing is wrong with the warrior culture. Nothing's wrong with the alternative.
Right.
But you have to know when and where.
Right. No, I'm with you.
And with whom.
And with whom. Right. Know your audience. So, and then I want to say it was yesterday or the day before, I did an interview with Workforce Magazine, which is a big HR magazine, and that came out. It was on company cultures. It was a really cool little piece. So I just want to kind of read a little bit of it. Good company culture, strong business results was the question mark. And it talks about that there was newly published research that shows a correlation between employees' experience being positive and happy and fulfilled and the bottom line. Like, there's no question. They surveyed 23,000 employees across 45 countries. And, of course, you and I know this already, right? But there's the research that comes behind it. But they asked me, hey, some people are looking at this research and they're saying, hey, you know what? They only have a good culture because they're high performers, and it's easy to have a good culture when you're successful. Should we build our is the culture based on their results? And I said you should never base your organization's culture on results. What do I say? You should build it on what?
On the process.
On the process, exactly right. So you should build your culture based on the process of producing results, not on the results themselves. Because what happens, so these companies are all great. Yay, so we're successful, so now we have capital to invest in making everybody happy, and it's easy for everybody to happy when you're winning. And then what happens when, you get that first bloody nose, right? And then we don't know who we are anymore.
Right. It's almost like you can't stare at results. You can't do that. It's okay to admire results, but you're still moving. You're still in the process, And when you rely on a process and you focus on the process, it doesn't mean the process is right, because you're allowed to adjust the process. You're allowed to course correct. You're allowed to do things. But if you're staring at the results, your process can go off track, because you're not paying attention to the most important thing, the thing that got you the results. So when you trust the process, you already know the results are coming. Even if they don't come right away, they're coming. You're focusing on sharpening that process, making sure the process is fed everything it needs, whether it be information, whether it be resources, whatever that needs. You're focusing on feeding and taking care of that process, because that's what you built. That's what you believe in. And you're not even staring at the results page, because you have confidence that that's going to be there.
Right. That takes care of itself. And
exactly.
so you build the successful culture, and we're going to talk about how to build that successful culture, because it was all about employee engagement, employee fulfillment, employee happiness, that they had significance, that they felt that there was a purpose that was bigger than them, and that there was a legacy piece where they're passing their values and knowledge down, institutional knowledge that was accepted in those companies. See, and that's what produces the great results. Not that we build the culture around and focus on results, because then your identity is, we're winners. Okay, what happens when you're not? There could be a hiccup. There could be, stuff happens, man. And if you didn't get the desired result this day, then Ronda Rousey, excuse me, right? I mean, where you always win, and then there's the day that comes that you don't.
And truth be told, high performers, they leave, they die. We all expire.
Sure,
we expire at some point. Like you just said, retire. There's a lot of things that can happen if you believe in high performers. Now, what you can do is we keep going back to, you build a process that builds high performers, that you can take people and maximize them. You can turn an ordinary performer into an extraordinary performer because of the process. So you don't really rely on it. And again, You can take outstanding performers and plug them in, or you can take ordinary performers and plug them in. But when you believe in that process, it works that way. But if you only rely on extraordinary performers, they're gone. They go build their own thing. They go do,
I want to use an example. Again, now it's football season, right? It's and I know not everybody's a sports fan, but the New England Patriots, right? They are one of those teams that's always in the thing. Like 6 years in a row, they're coming back. And I'm a huge Patriot fan. The reason I'm a Patriot fan is because I'm a Belichick fan, also Saban fan, because I'm a fan of the process, and that's what these guys do. Now, everyone says Tom Brady's the greatest of all time. However, I heard an interview today saying that Aaron Rodgers is way more athletic than any other quarterback and better, more talented, and I would agree with that. But Tom Brady, what he's great at, because he was not a great quarterback ever in his life until he got plugged into a process, and he just does the process. And who'll even tell you that? He's got great coaching. I just follow my coaches. He's a system guy. And why and look, he's the greatest of all time. His numbers prove that out. Just the statistics, factually. I mean, he's just blowing stuff away. Yeah. And he's not even that great of talent, but he's just great at doing a process.
And I tell you what, and it's proven in the numbers. Belichick went 3-1 without him this year, and he also went 11-5 without him when he was out for an entire season. So, right. and really, it doesn't speak ill of Tom Brady. No, you know what? Maybe Tom Brady, maybe he is the greatest quarterback without this system, but we don't know that, and we don't have to know that because he stepped into where he is and he performed. He committed to that process, and he's great as a result. But we can tell you this: Belichick didn't rely or put all his eggs on having a great performer. He's doing what we did. He built a process.
Right, and you can see
unknown in there.
He takes a bunch of unknowns. It's like, it doesn't. I don't even know from year to year. Even in mid-season, he stripped the defense. I mean, this guy uses a bunch of unknowns, which is Tom Brady wasn't unknown. He was kicked. I always say he was the last kid picked in kickball. I'm saying it backwards. The last kid picked in kickball. He was number 199 in the draft. So it's not like everybody was beating his door down to come be our quarterback. So
absolutely. I know we're coming up on a break. We got about 30 seconds left. Okay. But this is it. If you want to study, of course you can listen to us, but you want to see it in real life, you can look at us, but you can also look at guys like Nick Saban, like a Bill Belichick. Like them, love them, hate them, whatever. This is what you need to be modeling yourself after.
Right, and it's not just for sports, it's for business. It's for education. It's for whatever organization, nonprofits. You just build the process and build your culture around the process. All right, you're listening to the Get Warrior Tough radio show with Dutch and Andrew, and we'll be right back.